What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Terence Bud Crawford. Get this. Crawford states that Mikey Garcia was just used to catapult Errol Spence to a different level. Terence Crawford never felt that he could get a fair shake from Al Haymon so long as he was on the wrong side. Crawford recently lifted the lid on his side of the negotiations from the scuttled undisputed welterweight bout between himself and Errol Spence. During his Instagram live tell-all, of course, Crawford pointed the finger at longtime handler, premier boxing champion, founder Al Haymon for refusing to be transparent with him on certain financial issues. Okay, and he said this. He said, like I said before, Al's cool. Crawford said during a recent interview, I like him, but at the same time, Errol Spence is his guy. That's who he's going to be or bat for. When you're with him, he's going to go through tooth and nail with you. If you're not with him, you're on the wrong side. Okay. And he said, even it's a fight-by-fight basis. Mikey Garcia and other guys who did that, what's stopping you from being that and being treated better and getting guarantees? Okay. A question was asked to Crawford as to why he simply could not link up with Al Haymon and become one of his guys. He said, if only on a fight-by-fight basis, in similar fashion to say that now retired multiple division champion Mikey Garcia. Okay, what's stopping you from being with one of his guys? He said, take Mikey Garcia. He was, of course, Mikey Garcia was never his guy, he said. Mikey Garcia just was used to catapult Errol Spence to a different level by using Mikey Garcia and all his accomplishments to elevate Errol Spence from where he was to now. But you got to think it was all tailor-made for him to build him up, give him a couple fights, and ultimately him and Spence was going to fight. Crawford said, yeah, we'll throw you a bone here and there just to get you excited and, believing in us. But after all, the Errol Spence fight was, where was Mikey Garcia? After the Errol Spence fight, where was Mikey Garcia? And let me counterpunch. I've always thought that even Mikey called out Errol Spence. That was really no reason for Mikey to get that fight with Errol. There was a lot of other fights that could have happened, the Keith Thurman, Errol Spence fight. But of course, Al, I think, didn't allow that because, Keith Thurman really didn't want it. And he was going through his own stuff. But he didn't push for that fight because he knew he had both fighters. Why not take someone like Mikey Garcia that is very popular at his own weight class and that is very marketable, okay? And why not throw him to Errol Spence? Everybody knew the outcome of that fight. Yeah, you give Mikey props to fighting him, but what was the general accomplishment? What was the objective? The objective was to get Errol Spence in a stadium full of people and pretend like he was the guy that everyone came to see, which that is very far from the truth. Yes, he was a good fighter. Yes, he was a big, strong fighter, but everybody came to see Mikey Garcia. They didn't come to see Errol Spence. Okay, so to catapult him to the level, that's just like they needed someone that wasn't black to fight, someone that was marketable, like Mikey Garcia. But really, Terence has a point. What happened to Mikey after that? Really nothing. He didn't fight for a minute after that. As a matter of fact, let's look that up, okay? Let's look up the time frame in between Mikey Garcia and the time he fought from the time he fought next. So we looking at his boxing record. So he lost to Errol Spence in 2019, okay? March 16th of 2019. He didn't fight for Errol Spence since. After that, he fought Jesse Vargas on DAZN, okay? And then again on DAZN, he fought Sandor Martin, okay, which he was also upset by majority decision, okay? He lost that fight. But look at the dates. It was almost a year after that, and they didn't give him any other shot, which I think it was a good choice for him to make, taking that DAZN money, because he made $7 million. He wasn't going to make that without Heyman, not another fight without Heyman. Okay? Because the pay-per-view was huge because Mikey Garcia had a big challenge amongst him. And his name was Errol Spence. But Errol Spence didn't do it by himself. Okay, so that was the whole idea of Al Heyman throwing Mikey Garcia in there. And of course, again, he didn't throw Keith Thurman in there with Errol Spence because he knew Errol Spence was one of his loyal fighters. You know? So Terence Crawford has a point. Yeah, if you're with Al Heyman, he's going to love you to death. But if he knows you're a fight-by-fight basis, you're not guaranteed to be there. That's why he wished that Caleb Plant would have beat Canelo Alvarez. Then he knew he had to fight him again on his network. But if he knew the moment Canelo knocked out Caleb Plant, there would be no more Canelo, because Canelo had a choice to go back to where he was or to stay with them, and he chose to go back to where he was. It was good old DAZN and get pay-per-view on top of that. Counterpunch. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Terence Crawford stating that Mikey Garcia was used only as a pawn to catapult Errol Spence Jr. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!